Good morning and welcome to Aiken, South Carolina. I hope you're doing well. I drove from Greenville to Aiken yesterday, and on my way out of Greenville, I looked at a few pieces of property and some houses and that sort of thing. Just sort of drove around a little bit and got to Aiken about 3 o'clock. If you're not familiar with where Aiken is, and why would you be? Unless you looked it up, it's actually a pretty small town, and it's in the lower half of the state. It's almost to the border of Georgia. It's not too far from Augusta, Georgia. It's a small town. No one's probably heard about it except for me and the people that were looking for small towns in South Carolina. Aiken is a big equestrian town, and there's a big equestrian community here. And that's what they're known for. And a lot of people actually come here and stay for just half the year during the winter to enjoy a little bit warmer weather and that sort of thing. So I drove from Greenville. It took me a little over 2 hours, almost 2.5 hours. Super easy drive, very, very pretty. One of the things that I am so surprised at when I get to the South, and I don't know why I'm surprised at it, excuse me, is how lush it is. There's so much natural greenery. It just cracks me up because the area that I'm living in right now is pretty much desert. You know, it's mountain and desert. It's not lush green. It's pine trees and then you have desert. So this is fun for me to see all this greenery. So I got in yesterday and checked into my Airbnb. I will give you guys a full tour a little bit later in the day and show you all the cute little things this little gal has put together. I'm in a little house, little cottage behind a bigger home in Aiken. It's really a gorgeous home. Wow, just beautiful. And she has 2 little cottages in the backyard, and she's refurbished them to the cutest little Airbnbs. And I'm always so impressed with how clever people are when they add decor and they make a small space really, really livable. So I'll give you a bigger tour a little bit later today. As far as today goes, I have an exciting day. I'm doing my favorite thing that I do when I go to a new town or city, and that's I'm going to the farmer's market. I have to do the farmer's market. It's just something in me. It really does seem to tell me a little bit about the town and the community, you know, what the farmer's markets look like, whether a lot of people come, what kind of produce they sell, that sort of thing. So we'll be doing that a little bit later this morning, and I'm bringing you guys with me. And then the only other goal I have for today is to walk 2 miles. No, not 2 miles, 2 hours. So about 6 miles today. And I think for you step people, that's about 15,000 steps, which should be super easy because I just want to do a lot of walking around town anyway. Right now it's early. It looks to be sunny outside out of my little double doors over there. And I'm just going to enjoy my coffee for a few minutes. I've got to do a little bit of work on my computer, and then I'm going to start getting ready for the day. it's really, really dry. So lotion, body lotion and moisturizer on my skin, on the skin on my face is so important. I'll tell you, here in the South, it's much more humid. I don't mind it. It actually feels kind of good to me. But I'll tell you, I think I look 10 years younger because my skin is so plumped up. Well, I'm all ready, so let's go to the farmer's market. The local Aiken farmers market, which I'm at, is Tuesday and Thursday and Saturday. Oh gosh, my daughter would love this. Fresh homemade bagels. She is a bagel girl. Keel's beans and bagels. So they have assaggio, everything, garlic and onion, plain, poppy seed, and sesame seed. Oh my gosh! Then they have cheese-filled chocolate cinnabagel, cinnamon raisin, cranberry orange, jalapeno cheddar. Oh my gosh, so delicious. Be still my little gardening heart. This gal is selling all kinds of vegetable starts and herb starts. I see cilantro, sage, basil. Looks like some sunflowers at the end. Okay, this is my cup of tea, and I'll tell you what, if I wasn't a little fluffy right now, I might try some. This is pound cake. Lemon pound cake and chocolate pound cake. Oh my. Mac Daddy macaroons. Look at this, you guys. Aren't those so very pretty? Oh, don't you? I just love a good farmer's market. Mac Daddy macaroons. We have microgreens. We all know how to grow microgreens, huh? These look beautiful. So very tall. Look at the stems on those. So this is NKBJ microgreens. How fun to sell microgreens at a farmer's market. Maybe that'll be my next gig. This is no spray vegetables. Gorgeous. He said I should have gotten here early to see the full array. I don't know, this is looking pretty good. If I wasn't traveling, I'd get me some of these cucumbers and make some pickles, that's for sure. Look at this, black-eyed peas. Oh, my grandmother would just love seeing that. Beautiful cabbages, corn, bell peppers, cucumbers, tomatoes. Oh my gosh, you guys, this makes me want a garden so bad. Oh my gosh, you guys, pickled Brussels sprouts. That sounds so delicious. Yum. Sweet local honey. I love this. So Valley honey. Pure wildflower honey. Oh my golly. And are you the beekeeper?
Right there.
Yeah? Are you Larry? Look at this. Larry, are you the beekeeper? He has 75 hives. This is Larry the beekeeper. He has beautiful honey. Beautiful teas. The House of Tea. Gorgeous. Fresh brown eggs. I'll tell you, if I was staying in town, I would get me some of those.
Stevens, he lives on Wrightsboro Road. I got his information right here.
Okay.
He does it as well. He does the milk, like the whole non-homogenized milk and everything.
Okay, so raw milks.
Yeah, like the raw milks, the eggs, the chicken, the pork, everything he does. And he does vegetables and stuff like I do, but he sells right there at his place.
Great. Okay, you guys, this is your hookup for no spray vegetables in Aiken, South Carolina. Windmill Farms, and I'll tell you, the little guy, William, I was talking to, is so helpful. He gave me the name of another farm in the area that does raw dairy and very organic, no spray. Glad to meet him. This right here is my idea of heaven. This is Sumari Farms. I just met the owner, Sam, and we're going to just spend a little time. He does raw milk, all organic, just beautiful property. We'll take a look at the chickens in a little bit. But look at this. This makes my heart go pitter patter. I can't even begin to tell you. I just love all of this. I could move in here tomorrow and be one happy, happy girl. Look at this hanging pot right here. I mean, isn't that just amazing? This place is stunningly beautiful. So lush, so well cared for. Let's go in and take a look at the shop. So these are the plants he has currently for sale: tomato, pepper, sweet potato, eggplant, cantaloupe, basil, and dill. Look at this. I believe that's a coleus. Can you imagine the size of that? Wow! That pot it's in is probably 2.5 feet wide. So we have dairy, buttermilk, and cheese. Let's go on in and see what Sam's got going on here. Oh, okay, I've officially gone to heaven. Here. This is exactly my cup of tea. And look at down here. We have baby chicks. Oh, I swear I'm gonna stick one of those little guys in my purse, take her home with me. Look at how beautifully cared for those birds are. So we have potatoes. And up top here, oh, we have goat milk soap. If I move to Aiken, this is going to be my hookup for soap. So sweet pea. Oh, turmeric soap. Look at that, turmeric. I'm smelling each one of them. Tea tree and charcoal. Spearmint. Just beautiful. And look at a little touch of hydrangeas. He has this whole barn decorated in a very rustic way. I think I could move in here. So over here we have onions, Vidalia onions, organic. This guy is my new best friend. And we have baby potatoes. Beautiful crookneck squash. Look at these cucumbers for pickling. Oh my gosh. Beautiful basil plant.
I know it's not you, it's just the way it is economy right now. It's crazy as heck.
Thank you, Sam. Mm-hmm. More gardens in the back, and it looks like he's got a greenhouse, covered greenhouse back there, which is great for the summer months. When it's really hot, you can put some plants in there and they're not cooked by the sun so much. And then of course during the winter, when you want to keep things a little bit warmer, if we've got some frost coming in. The cool thing about hooking up with an organic gardener or grower is that they know all the others in town. And it was very cool that William from Windmill Farms directed me to Sam out here at Sumari Farms, because you know, once you grow that community of people who are going to grow organic, get your raw milk, get all that, you're just hooked up with the best stuff in town. I just love, love, love this culture. I honestly, I could move in here tomorrow. This is my kind of place. Just finished up about a 4-mile walk. Walked for an hour and a half, probably a little more than 4 miles, 4.5. I do want to do 6 today, so I'll do the rest this evening. You know, it is hot out here, and I didn't see a lot of people walking other than me, but you know, I lived in Palm Springs for 12 years, and I mean Palm Springs year-round. I didn't leave in the summer, and it was like 110 at midnight there in the summertime. So my heat meter is pretty doggone tough. It takes a lot for me to throw in the towel when it's hot. It is humid, but gosh, I love how it feels on my skin, so I'm a pretty big fan of that right now. I'm gonna sit here and drink some water. Then I'm gonna go have some lunch. Not sure where yet, but I'll bring you guys with me. And then I'm going to go drive around and look at some rental houses and see what's available and just take a look at all the different neighborhoods. Good morning. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Well, it's day 2, morning 2 of my stay in Aiken, South Carolina. And I was up early before the sun came up, had some coffee, and I've already done 3 miles, walked 3 miles today. It was pretty quick. I walked down a street called Boundary Street, and if you're familiar with Aiken or if you live here, you'll know what I'm talking about. And Boundary Street is pretty cool. I'll give you guys some footage of it. I'll film it later today. It is a street where they have planted live oaks down either side. So they've grown up and created a canopy over the street. It's really stunningly beautiful. And there's a walking path, like a little sidewalk area right along the side of Boundary. So I can get there pretty quick from where I'm staying, and that's where I've been walking in the morning. It's just lovely. I'll do another 3 miles, you know, sometime today and this evening. So I'm trying to do 5 or 6 miles a day while I'm on my trip. I want to talk with you guys about some skincare I've been trying. You know me, it's pretty hard to get me impressed with skincare anymore because I think I figured out a great skincare routine and it's very affordable, it's been very effective, and I am so rarely impressed with skincare, and particularly the companies that come up with gimmicks to talk about how great their skincare is. I just never fall for it. I pretty much delete the emails right away. But I've got a couple of products that I think have really made a dramatic difference in my skin just in the last couple of months. And I have a product that's a super big surprise. You guys are going to hear about it first. I will be doing a full video on this surprise product soon, but I'm going to give you guys a little heads up early. So stay tuned for that, definitely. The first thing I want to do is have you take a really good look at my skin. And what I want you to take a look at is the texture of my skin. Now, I don't have anything on my face this morning at all. I did comb my eyebrows, so they weren't wild and woolly. I curled my eyelashes, and I have some City Lips Clear Plumping lip gloss on my lips so that my lips get a little fluffier for the day. But other than that, I don't have anything on my skin, and I hope you can see it. I've got some natural light in front of us. What I want you to look at is the texture of my skin, because it has dramatically improved in the last couple of months. Even more so than I've been on my skincare journey now for 3 years. This is a really dramatic improvement in the texture of my skin, and I want to share with you guys what I've been doing. There's 2 products that I've added to my routine, and a couple of others, but I think these 2 products are really what has made the difference in the texture of my skin. So I'm going to go ahead and do my skincare with you this morning and show you the limited number of products I brought on my trip. You really have to pare down when you pack, and when you include skincare and makeup and hair care and body care and all that, oh my gosh, it really does add up. So I pared down my skincare to just a very, very few necessities, and that's what I'll be showing you today. The first thing I'm going to put on my face, and you can see I just put this in a little travel spray bottle. This is the Ion Skin Support. I take the Ion Biome for my gut health. Love that stuff. Use it all the time. And I did bring that with me. They have come out with a skin support mist, and I'm pretty sure that my girlfriend Cindy, the one that you saw in the video when I did an interview with her, that's part of her job with Ion is product development. She's a scientist, and I think she created this spray. This is what I've been using on my skin for sun protection, because it supports your skin the same way that the Ion Biome supports your gut, in a really healthful way. And I'm really starting to take a look at sunscreens lately, because there's so much information coming out about how toxic some of the ingredients in sunscreen are, that I'm really looking at alternative, more healthy ways to protect my skin. So I've been starting off with the Ion, I think it's called Skin Protect or Skin Support. I'm not really sure. I'll have it linked down below. The next thing I've been using, and I'm not going to use this morning, this is what I've been using in the evening. This is a copper peptide serum, and it's a new serum. I just picked it up. I think I got it in about 6 weeks ago, and I really, really like it. Copper peptides, of all the ingredients that I have in my skincare routine, copper peptides really make a difference in my skin. Just the bounciness and the firmness of my skin, I was really amazed. The copper peptide that I had originally used was from Decium, from the Neon line. Super expensive. I'm not kidding you. It's like $70 for a tiny little bottle, but oh my gosh, is it so effective at really plumping up your skin. Well, I saw this Biossance copper peptide serum. I think I might have seen it on Instagram. They were doing an ad, and I went ahead and looked it up, and I ordered it. And it's the Biossance Squalane plus copper peptide, and it says rapid plumping serum. And I'll tell you what, I really like this. And look at the size of that bottle. I can't really read how much is in here right now. I don't have my glasses. I just have my contact in. But that's a fairly big bottle. I have been loving this. This comes in a little stopper, and what I do in the evening once I spray my skin is I put 2 dropperfuls of this onto my face. I'm not going to use it this morning because I only really use it in the evening. And I'll take 2 dropperfuls and I'll put that in my hand, and I'll take my fingers and go underneath my eyes first, because I really want that skin under my eyes to be a little bit firmer, don't we all? And then I'll take the rest and just pat that all over my face and down my neck, and of course then onto the backs of my hands. This stuff is pretty amazing. It's not cheap. It's not super expensive. You guys know if something's over $10, $12 with skincare, I think it's expensive almost. I don't know. Maybe I'm not that bad, but I'm pretty judicious and frugal about my skincare and what I'm paying for. This is a little bit more. I think it might be around $50, $60. I think it's worth it if you're looking for plumper, firmer skin. Plus the squalane, I think it's really helped with the texture of my skin. My skin lately has almost been glass-like. And gosh, you guys, I'm 65. I'm 65 and a half. I'll be 66, in November. My skin, for it to look like glass, is amazing for my age. And I'm not saying, hey, it's my skin. What I'm saying is this is what it does to skin. So if you have skin and you want it to look more glass-like, I think this really does help improve the texture and the firmness of my skin. So loving this one. This is the first newer one. Well, actually, it's the second. The Skin Support was the first. And then this, I have talked about this in my Beauty Pie video. They sent this to me a little bit before I did the video so I would have a chance to try it. Well, by the time I did the video, I had tried it for a little bit, but I wasn't really sure how much of an impact it was going to make on my skin. I did really like it. I liked the way it went on, and I liked the fact that it does so much. Let me see if I can get the name. This is the Youth Balm Serum from Beauty Pie. This firms, this brightens, this hydrates, this does the whole deal. It really is a multi-dimensional serum in one bottle. And what this has been doing to my skin is amazing. It has really contributed to a very glass-like, very smooth texture on my skin. And with this one as well, I put 2 pumps in my hand. They say 1 pump, I do 2. And then I just smooth it all over my face. And one of the claims that they make with this serum is that it does kind of filter your skin or make your skin look a little bit more, I don't know, smooth and glorious. And I'll tell you, it really does. There is something in this that not only has improved the texture of my skin, but the way that my skin looks when I put this on. So my skin throughout the day just has a much smoother, much more refined, much just glass-like, again, appearance. It really has done quite a bit. So really loving this. I'll tell you, I'm surprised at the difference these 2 serums have made in the texture, specifically the texture of my skin. Of course, the copper peptide is going to firm the skin. This brightens and hydrates and firms and that sort of thing. But gosh, the texture of my skin has just been really something lately. So I really attribute it to these 2. Both of these are a little bit more expensive for me. In other words, if it's something, like I said, if it's over, a few dollars, I start raising my eyebrows. I do think that both of these are really worth it if you're looking to improve the firmness and the texture of your skin. So loving both of these. The other product that I brought is, of course, my Argireline solution. This is my Botox in a bottle, and you can see I've got my little, frown lines there. I think my frown lines are a little bit more significant because, the world has been a little crazy. I think I'm walking around like this a little more than usual. I got to start thinking happier thoughts. So I just sort of pat this on my crow's feet and those 11s right in the middle, and that really does help to soften those lines by relaxing the muscles underneath my skin. Then the moisturizer that I've been using, and you guys, this combination, I kind of just threw it together and I wasn't really thinking about it a whole lot. I just wanted to test and try all of these. This is from Unique, and I'll go ahead, I'll put a picture up if I can find one. This is their Beta Glucan Daily Moisture Cream, and oh my gosh, this just really finishes off the whole deal. So I put about this much on the back of my hand, and that's probably a little bit too much, and just smooth that around my face. And you're going to be surprised at how glowy my skin looks when all of this gets rubbed in. I love the way this feels, and you know what? I always end up putting on too much because I'm really not prepared for it to be so hydrating. This is very light. It feels almost a little bit watery, but then, oh gosh, the hydration that it gives, really, really nice. I'm not sure of what the price point is on this. I'll have it linked down below. I doubt that it's very much. It's a Korean skincare brand, and you know those prices are generally pretty good. So those are the skincare products that I really wanted to tell you guys about because I think they really have made a dramatic impact on my skin. And I'm definitely going to keep both of these, the Youth Balm and the squalane and copper peptide serum, in my routine. Love these. And I think I am going to order a new one of this Eye Unique. I'm almost through this one. I maybe have a third of it left. So those are exciting things. Now I want to talk to you guys about the surprise. This one is so fun. The Ordinary, you know, we all love The Ordinary. Great skincare products, really affordable prices. They really were the ones that revolutionized skincare and really democratized it for everyone so that you didn't have to spend $100 and $150 to get really good skincare. They just have done such a great job. I have some exciting news. They have come up with an eyelash growth serum. I know, it's pretty exciting. They actually sent this to me about 2.5 months ago and said, hey, can you please test this before we launch it? And they just launched it so I can talk about it. I am going to do a whole video on this, and I'll talk a little bit more about the ingredients and why I think it works so well. There are several reasons why I really love this, and as much as I loved that one that I got off of Amazon, the Bee Beauty, it's still fabulous. It really is. This is almost $10 cheaper. I'm not kidding you. And it has a couple of other things that really make it special. First of all, the application is so cool because it has a different type of wand. It's a little bit stiffer and it's easier. Let me bring my mirror over here. It's easier to apply right along the lash line. And it's just like the other serum. It's just, you know, a little swipe right along your upper lashes. And you also can do your brows if that's what you want to focus on. It's a lash and brow serum. Here's the cool thing about this. I want you guys to take a look at my eyelids. They're not red. The V Beauty kind of turned my eyelids a little bit of a rosy color, particularly down towards the lash line. I'm not sure if it was just increased blood flow from the peptides in the serum or what it was, but this one doesn't do it. So my eyelids are not discolored at all from the lash serum. And you can look at my lashes. Now I did curl them. I think I said that. My lashes are just as long as they were with the V Beauty. So this is the Ordinary Multi-Peptide Lash and Brow Serum. I really, really like this. I guess I feel a greater sense of confidence on the ingredients in this serum just because I'm so familiar with the Ordinary. I know about the culture in the company. I know they really look to put together a great product at a really affordable price. So I am so happy about this serum, and you can get it at Sephora. It's only $14. So it's available now, and like I said, I'll be doing a full video on it, talking about everything about it, how I use it, that sort of thing. I use it once a day. So now you guys have the inside scoop on the new lash serum from The Ordinary. This is a big hit, and if you end up ordering it, I suggest you get a couple or 3, and I'll tell you why. Because I know it's going to sell out. I know it is, and we know supply chain issues right now. A lot of things, when they get sold out, they're not coming back in stock. So if you're interested in having some of this, you might get yourself a couple. Well, those are my skincare updates. It's so exciting for me to find things that I think really do matter and make a difference at a great price that are effective. I just love sharing that with you. I am getting ready to go off for my day. It's a pretty quiet day for me. First off, I'm gonna go get something to eat. I just ended up having one meal yesterday. It was the kind of thing where I just was so busy in the morning, and then I stopped for a very late lunch, and then I just ended up going to bed without eating again. So I'm a little bit hungry this morning, and I'm going to go back to the same place I ate yesterday because I'm so crazy about the food. It was one of those kind of places where you just want to eat everything on the menu. That's how I felt about it. It's called the Neon Fig, and it's right downtown in Aiken. So I'm going to go have myself a little brunch, and then I'm going to drive around a little bit, and then I also think I'm going to drive up to Batesburg, Leesville area. It's about a half an hour away. There's some exciting things going on up there. I think it's a fairly small, not necessarily thriving community, but there's a huge homesteading scene, culture, farms happening up there, which is really, really exciting. So I want to drive up there and check it out. I'll take you guys with me. So I'm off for breakfast. I'm so excited. I just found organic peaches. That is so hard to find. I'm gonna get me some of these peaches. It's early evening here in Aiken, South Carolina. It's about 6 o'clock, and oh gosh, it's such a lovely evening. Can you hear the birds in the background? I'm out in the wilderness. Well, pretty close to the wilderness. I'm out in the forest, the woods. Today I went to Batesburg, Leesville, after I had a lovely breakfast at the Neon Fig. If you come to Aiken, you have to eat at the Neon Fig. It was my favorite place to eat here. It is my favorite place to eat here. And everything I've had there is just so good. It's the kind of place where as soon as you're done, you want to come back and have your next meal there. It's delicious, so innovative and fresh. Little bit of nouveau cuisine combined with Southern cooking. This morning I had brisket hash with 2 over easy eggs, some microgreens on top, some great seasonings, a lovely homemade bread, just rich and nutty. It was so good. So Neon Fig in Aiken, I'll have it listed down below for you guys. Then I drove out to Batesburg, Leesville, which is a little town about a half an hour drive north of here. And the town itself is not thriving. It had kind of a hard blow recently in that they put in a bypass and all the traffic that they were getting through town went away. And I drove into one of the downtown areas. Now, Batesburg and Leesville used to be 2 separate towns. They've merged, and I think that's probably a smart idea because they're going to need more power because the economy's just been completely decimated there. I drove into one of the little downtowns, and you know how they'll have cute little local shops? All those shops were empty. It's really too bad. But the good news is that I think there's going to be a resurgence in that area because a little gal by the name of Jess, who has the channel here on YouTube, Roots in Refuge, she is putting in a homesteading store and a coffee roaster and a coffee shop, and she's really working hard. She and her husband just bought several acres, like, I don't know, 20 or 50 or something acres in that area, and they're building a huge homestead, and she's chronicling it on her channel, Roots in Refuge. And she has just bought one of the big buildings downtown, and I think it's, I don't know if it's Leesville or Batesburg, which one. I wasn't able to find it, but they're going to put in a little bit of, inject a little life into the economy, and hopefully that's really going to take off. It is so gorgeous there. Acres and acres of peach trees, beautiful growing land. I'll tell you, I think that's going to be a hot place in a few years once the Renaissance sort of happens, and I would really consider living there. Maybe not quite right now, but I think it's going to be quite the little hubbub of homesteading and organic gardening and just a lot of stuff that I really am interested in. I don't know if you are, but I am. And I was able to pick up some organic peaches today, which was exciting to me. I'm not quite sure if they're all organic, but you know, it was from an organic farm. You know, it's so tough to do fruit organic and still be able to make a profit. I think that's why it's so important to have your own fruit trees, which is something I'm going to do, because I want those fresh stone fruits right off the tree without all the pesticides in them. It's hard to make a living doing that. You know, when the bugs come and eat 90% of your crop, it's difficult to turn a profit. So I understand they're in a tough position. I went back to my little Airbnb, and oh, by golly, you know, those kind of naps where I don't think I fell asleep. I'm pretty sure I passed out. That was how it went. Now I'm out here at a place called Hitchcock Woods. And Hitchcock Woods has an interesting story. This is one of the largest urban forests, if not the largest urban forest in the U.S. 2,100 acres. It's privately owned and managed, and it's open to the public. So it really is a gift to the community. So 21 acres, it starts off behind me, and I think there's close to 70 miles of trails. So there's sandy trails looped throughout the whole park, primarily for the equestrian community. You know, Aiken is a big horse community. There are beautiful horse farms here. And although I don't know anything about the equestrian life, I certainly think it's very pretty. So I'm here in Hitchcock Woods, really cool area, right kind of near town. It wasn't very far from where I'm staying to get here. And I'm going to do the rest of my walking for today. I'll probably do another hour and a half. I'd really like to get some good steps in, into the forest, into the woods. I think it's woods, not forest. And then I'm probably going to call it a day. After that, go home and drink some water and be done with it. So anyway, I am having such a good time on my trip. I'm so glad I did this. I hope you have enjoyed it and that you found it fun and interesting. If you have, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. You guys know I get so thrilled when you stop by and take a few minutes out of your day to see what I'm doing and check in with me. It really means a lot to me, so thank you for that. I'm Kimberly. This is Pretty Over 50, where we talk everything makeup, skincare, and lifestyle for the over 50 woman. Make it a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.